September 8, 2017. Written by Frank Davies. Storylink. Euro pound sterling EUR GBP crashes on robust GDP estimate. The euro-pound exchange rate has tumbled today in the wake of a run of positive UK data releases and an optimistic UK GDP estimate from NIESR. The National Institute of Economic and Social Research (NIESR) released its latest monthly GDP estimate today, which listed growth of 0.4% in the 3 months to August. This is notably better than the 0.2% gain demonstrated in the July quarter, and though it still remains below potential, it paints a slightly more optimistic picture for the UK's economy and could mean an increased likelihood for a Q1 2018 rate hike. This news comes on the back of robust service and industrial sector output and, if sustained, could merit the withdrawal of some emergency stimulus that was applied after the EU referendum last year. The market response to this news was notable, with EUR GBP tumbling as the pound finds itself surging against the majors. Earlier today, the UK's manufacturing and industrial production figures were released, with both proving positive. The Office for National Statistics reported that industrial production in the UK demonstrated growth of 0.2% in July, consistent with expectations, with year-on-year growth of 0.4%. Manufacturing production, however, accelerated to a greater degree, beating last month's flat reading and the forecast of 0.3% by printing at 0.5%. The year-on-year figure similarly printed at 1.9%, above the 1.7% that was expected, and the previous period's 0.6%. This data proved effective in swaying the EUR GBP exchange rate into sterling's favour. Whilst the positive UK data prints and GDP estimate proved the more significant movers in this pairing, Germany's trade surplus shrinking only helped cement the euro's fall. The Federal Statistics Office revealed today that Germany's trade surplus contracted from $21.2 billion in June to $19.5 billion in July, a much more significant contraction than the $21.1 billion print that was forecast. Exports themselves increased by a seasonally adjusted 0.2% in July, far below Germany's imports, which jumped up significantly by 2.2%. The euro initially remained resilient to this news, but in the wake of the UK's GDP estimate, the single currency could no longer contend. Next week will feature 3 significant events relating to EUR GBP: the release of the UK's inflation figures, Germany's inflation figures, and the September Bank of England BO rate decision. Year-on-year inflation in the UK is expected to drop from 2.6% in the year to July 2017 to 2.55% in the year to August. This is still notably higher than the Bank of England's 2% target and goes against previous statements from the central bank that inflation would peak towards 3% in October. Despite inflation remaining so high, the BO is not expected to raise interest rates at next Thursday's meeting, with most economists predicting that the Monetary Policy Committee (MPC) will keep them on hold at 0.25%. Howard Archer, chief economic advisor at the Item Club, supported this assessment. It looks a nailed uncertainty that the Bank of England will keep interest rates at 0.25% on Thursday after the September Monetary Policy Committee meeting, with growth likely to remain lackluster over the rest of 2017 and with inflation likely to fall back appreciably in 2018 after peaking around 3% in the latter months of 2017. If the bank does indeed prove dovish, then the euro may claw back some of its losses, especially as the pound remains vulnerable to the storm of ongoing uncertainties regarding Brexit negotiations, though this may be dependent on Germany's inflation figures not disappointing. International money transfer. Ask our resident FX expert a money transfer questioner. Try John's new, free, no-obligation personal service, where he helps every step of the way, ensuring you get the best exchange rates on your currency requirements. Tags currency predictions. Euro-pound forecasts. Comments are currently disabled. GBP CAD exchange rate forecast. UK inflation results in focus. September 10, 2017. Pound to Australian dollar rate forecast. Will GBP AUD could rise on BO descent. September 10, 2017. Euro pound sterling EUR GBP crashes on robust GDP estimate. September 8, 2017. Pound Canadian dollar GBP CAD plummets as BOC announces surprise rate hike. September 7, 2017. The pound to Australian dollar exchange rate holds 1.28 as Aussie retail sales disappoints. September 7, 2017. Pound versus dollar GBP USD exchange rate climbs on Norway's vote of confidence. September 5, 2017. Pound to rand exchange rate forecast. Key data to watch over next 5 days. September 4, 2017. Near-term pound to Australian dollar exchange rate outlook. RBA meeting UK services PMI. September 3, 2017. Pound to New Zealand dollar exchange rate bullish. Run 2 extenders. NZD weakened by verbal jawboning by RBNZ. September 3, 2017. 5-day pound to dollar exchange rate outlook. Will UK wage squeeze lessen this week? September 10, 2017. GBP CAD exchange rate forecast. UK inflation results in focus. September 10, 2017. Pound to Australian dollar rate forecast. Will GBP AUD could rise on bow descent. September 10, 2017. Euro pound sterling EUR GBP crashes on robust GDP estimate. September 8, 2017. GBP to USD exchange rate continues its climb as UK manufacturing impresses. September 8, 2017. EUR USD exchange rate update. Euro advances as Irma bears down on Florida. September 8, 2017. Pound Canadian dollar GBP CAD plummets as BOC announces surprise rate hike. September 7, 2017. The pound to Australian dollar exchange rate holds 1.28 as Aussie retail sales disappoint. September 7, 2017. EUR to GBP exchange rate hits weekly low ahead of ECB meeting. September 6, 2017. Pound versus dollar GBP USD exchange rate climbs on Norway's vote of confidence. September 5, 2017.